Hey, whoa, Danielle, let's go, that's a G-O, yeah, get that flow, oh yeah, you know, when you B-R-E-K-D to the O, it's like down, it's the on, it's the go, you so grown, yeah, I see your skills on the floor, yeah, they shown, ooh, I might moan, cause I'm like, God don't, I can't say dang, cause the boomerang went to the backstage to hit me right in my jang. Gabby was really interested in Sophocles, the poet, right? And so in the spirit of doing this poetry on Chicago's hallowed ground of spoken word, Louder Than the Bomb, Def Comedy Jam, Def Jam, all that, she was like, the chorus will be poets. And so she put these mics on stage and sort of reminisced or reference back to that idea of spoken word. And so we started with the first ode, spoken word. And to get that started, Danielle just showed up one day and was like, yo, I was listening to this track, which we made a Spotify playlist of some of the music that inspired the work. So if you want to check it out, we'll send you the link. Mm-hmm. But she came in and she was like, yo, I have this idea. I just keep hearing the final 4 lines of the first ode like this, and then I'll let you do it because you.
It was, let us forget these rough wars. Let us worship at the shrines of the gods. Let us dance through the dark night and Bacchus will lead us. Bacchus will lead us. And it was over just like this real 90s hip hop beat. And so then I would say, showed it to Cage, then showed it to Gabby, and then
we all couldn't stop singing Bacchus will lead us. Like it got stuck in our ears.
Will lead us, and so then I feel like that kind of opened up to be like, okay, this is sort of the path.
Yeah,
we're gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, man, and then from there, we looked at the ode itself and we're like, this is a story, right? And what's typical in like what feels typical to me in like traditional Greek joints is that it's like a dirge. Of this like, this happened and this happened, and we're like, how do we tell this story as dynamic as possible in the spirit of spoken word and in a way that like honors the actual the characters in Sophocles' like intention as far as we can know it, and so we just sort of started playing. We started listening to the rhythm of the words, like weapons and feathered crests bristling in the sun. We just read it out loud, and we went with the sound, and then we put that in our bodies. And the very first read, when we read for the entire board and members of court, the choral odes, all of our separate lines were divided, but the choral odes themselves, huge, thick chunks of text with no delineation. And so me and Danielle literally split that up minutes before the read, and then jumped in and out, echoing, mimicking, or amplifying in the moment. And so we really trusted each other to do that. And so that process continued. And so when Danielle brought that piece in, it was just clear that like, oh, that's the vibe and that's the feel.